Level 1. The beginner. You downloaded the software 3 weeks ago and you still don't know what a timeline is. That's fine. Nobody does it first. You're editing on a laptop that wasn't built for this. The fan sounds like a helicopter taking off every time you import footage. Renders take 40 minutes for a 90-second clip. You crashed the program 11 times this week and lost your project twice because you didn't know what autosave meant. Your first edit is a birthday video for your cousin. 30 seconds of clips that took 4 hours to arrange. The transitions are everywhere. Star wipe, page curl, spin. Every effect the software offered was because you didn't know that using none of them was an option. You show it to your cousin. She says it's amazing. She's being kind. You watch it back 3 days later and physically wince. But you also watch it and see exactly what you'd fix. That's the thing about editing. The gap between what you made and what you wanted to make is painful, but you can see the gap. And seeing the gap means you're already better than someone who can't. You watch YouTube tutorials for 3 hours every night. The same concepts are explained by 12 different people until one of them finally makes sense. Jump cuts, color grading, audio levels. Words that meant nothing 2 weeks ago are starting to build a language you almost speak. You make another video, then another. Each one is slightly less embarrassing than the last. Your laptop crashes again. You lose an hour of work. You reopen the software and start over without thinking about it. That's the moment you became an editor. Not when the work got good. When losing, it didn't make you quit. Level 2. The grinder. You're good enough now to know how bad you still are. That's the most dangerous stage. Enough skill to see every flaw in your work. Not enough skill to fix all of them. You spend 4 hours on a 30-second sequence, export it, watch it back, and immediately know 3 things you'd change. You change them. Then you find 2 more things. This is the loop. This is where most people stop. You've started taking small paid jobs, social media clips for local businesses, a wedding highlight reel that took you 3 times longer than you quoted, a real estate walkthrough where you spent 6 hours color grading a video that played on a website for 11 seconds before someone clicked away. The pay is bad, $20 here, $50 there. Once someone paid you $80 for a full day of work and you thanked them like they'd done you a favor. You're learning things that tutorials never taught you. How to work with footage that's badly shot. How to fix audio that sounds like it was recorded inside a washing machine. How to make a mediocre interview look intentional through pacing and music. You develop opinions, strong ones. You watch other editors work and you see their decisions. Why did they cut there? Why that transition? Why that color grade? You agree with some of it, you disagree with more. Having opinions means you have taste. Having taste means your eye is ahead of your hands. That gap is frustrating. It's also the engine. Your setup is better now. A proper monitor, a faster machine, an external drive, because you learned that lesson the hard way twice. You're not fast. You're not confident. But you finish everything you start. That puts you ahead of more people than you'd think. Level 3. The professional people pay you properly now. Not generously, but properly. You have 3 regular clients, a YouTube channel that posts weekly, a marketing agency that sends you corporate footage you don't care about but edit well anyway, a documentary filmmaker who pays slowly but whose work actually interests you. You have a rate card. You negotiated it twice before it stopped feeling uncomfortable. Clients don't always accept it. You've learned to walk away from the ones who don't, which took longer to learn than any technical skill. Your process is clean now. Organized folder structure, consistent file naming, proxy workflows that let you edit 4K footage without your machine catching fire. You've developed templates for things you do repeatedly, color grades you return to, title animations you've refined over 30 variations. Speed is the thing nobody prepares you for. Clients don't pay by the hour because the edit is complex. They pay by the hour because time is money, and yours needs to be worth something. You trained yourself to make decisions faster, not sloppily, decisively. There's a difference, and it took 2 years to understand it. You have opinions about other editors' work that you now mostly keep to yourself. You've learned that taste is personal, and clients don't always share yours. Your job isn't to make the edit you'd want to watch. It's to make the edit that serves what the video needs to be. Sometimes those are the same thing. When they are, the work is genuinely satisfying. You still have a folder of personal projects you never finished, things you edit for yourself with no deadline and no client. They're better than your paid work in ways that don't translate to income. That gap bothers you more than you'd like to admit. Level 4, the senior junior editors ask you questions now. That's how you know something shifted. Not a promotion, not a title change, just the moment someone younger sits next to you and asks how you'd approach a problem and you realize you have an actual answer. You work at a production company, real salary, benefits. A team of 4 editors you coordinate without technically managing. The distinction matters to you even if nobody else notices it. Your technical skills aren't the most impressive in the room anymore. One of the juniors is faster than you. Another has a better eye for color. You've made peace with that. Speed and precision are learnable. Judgment takes longer. Judgment is what you have. You know when a cut is right, not because it follows a rule, but because you've made enough wrong cuts to feel the difference. You know when a client is asking for the wrong thing and how to give them what they actually need without making them feel overruled. You know which battles to fight and which notes to take, even when the note is wrong. That last skill is the one nobody teaches. You've started mentoring without calling it that. Coffee conversations where you tell younger editors things you wish someone had told you. That confidence comes from volume, not talent. That the best editors aren't precious about their work. Learning to take bad feedback without internalizing it is a career skill as important as any software. You're proud of the work, most of it. There are projects you take because they pay well and projects you take because they're interesting, and the overlap between those two categories is smaller than you'd like. The personal project folder still exists. This year, you might actually finish one. You've been saying that for 3 years. Level 5. The editor. There's no final level. That's the thing they don't tell you at the beginning. You expected a destination, a point where the work felt finished, where you looked at something you made and had no notes, where the gap between what you imagined and what you created finally closed. That point doesn't exist. You've been editing for 12 years. Your work has been on platforms with millions of viewers. You've won a small industry award that meant a lot for about 3 weeks. You've had your name in credits that almost nobody reads. You're good. Actually good. The kind of good that took a decade to build and feels completely normal from the inside. And you still watch your own edits and see the cuts you'd change that used to bother you. Now you understand it differently. The gap doesn't mean you failed. It means your taste is still ahead of your execution. It means you're still growing. The day the gap closes is the day you stop. You finish the personal project, not the one from 3 years ago. A different one, 12 minutes, no client, no brief, just something you wanted to make because you've been thinking about it for 2 years and finally had the skill to make it the way you heard it in your head. You showed it to nobody for 6 months, then you put it online quietly. No promotion, no thumbnail optimization, no posting schedule. 4,000 people have watched it. Some of them left comments that understood exactly what you were trying to do. That's the thing about this work. The technical skills get you in the room. The judgment keeps you there. But the reason you started, that gap between what exists and what could exist, that's what keeps you at the timeline at midnight working on something nobody asked for. You open a new project. The timeline is empty. You know exactly what to do next.